There's no way that you could watch Michael Jordan and LeBron James and think that Michael Jordan is not the GOAT. So let me break it down for you. Michael Jordan has 10 scoring titles. Michael Jordan was a 9-time All-NBA defensive team member. Michael Jordan won 6 titles, 6 NBA Finals MVPs, never once allowed a game to get to a championship series to get to a game 7. Never once. Even before Michael Jordan won the title in 91, from 88 on, it was clear that Michael Jordan, even with Larry Bird or Magic Johnson winning championships, it was clear that Michael Jordan was the best player in the world.
Stephen A. Smith just flipped the switch into full battle mode after LeBron James got locked up in the playoffs, and suddenly the whole timeline turned into one of those never-ending basketball arguments that always come back louder than before. The second LeBron starts getting smothered by a defense that won't let him move, the internet does what it always does. Everyone starts pointing fingers fast. Some blame the roster, others call out the coach. Some bring up age, and then Stephen A. jumps right in with the line that instantly shakes the room. If you really watched Michael Jordan, there is no way you can honestly say LeBron is the GOAT over him.
Michael Jordan has 10 scoring titles. Michael Jordan was a 9-time All-NBA defensive team member. Michael Jordan won 6 titles, 6 NBA Finals MVPs, never once allowed a game to get to a championship series to get to a game 7. Never once. That was in his 13 years in Chicago. We ain't counting the 2 years with the Wizards. He was trying to become an owner, and they needed him to come out of retirement to have an ownership stake. That's what they needed.
That right there is the kind of take that sparks chaos every single time. And what made it hit even harder is that Stephen A. was not just talking to talk. He came locked in with receipts, ready to press the issue from every angle. He ran through Jordan's scoring titles, defensive awards, championships, finals record, and that cold fact that he never even needed a Game 7 in the finals during his Chicago run. In Stephen A.'s view, that is not just greatness, that is total control. That is straight dominance on a different level. He painted a picture where there is no confusion, no debate room left, just pure impact. This is not only about who looked better or who played longer. It is about who made entire teams feel like they were walking into a situation they could not win.
He hit the 3, he got to the free throw line, made free throws, and everybody kind of, chipped in. It was just a gutty win for us.
Stephen A. is saying that pressure hit different with Jordan, like teams already felt defeated before the opening tip. The way he breaks it down, Jordan was not just stacking wins, he was mentally crushing opponents, shaking organizations, and shutting down entire eras. Teams did not just lose to him, they carried that loss with them long after the series ended. According to Stephen A., that level of impact is what separates Jordan from every other superstar the league has ever seen, including LeBron James. LeBron gets respect everywhere, no question, but Stephen A. draws a hard line and says, respect is not the same as fear. In his eyes, Jordan had players and teams shook, and that edge matters more than stats alone. This was not just another casual debate either. This was loud, emotional, and fully charged the way Stephen A. always delivers it, built around something fans can actually imagine. He is basically saying when Jordan stepped on the floor, teams were not just trying to win, they were trying to survive the moment. They were trying not to get embarrassed, not to get exposed, not to get mentally broken before the game even got going. That is a different kind of pressure, and Stephen A. believes LeBron never quite put that same fear into opponents in the exact same way. Now, to keep it real, even Stephen A. gave LeBron his respect. He called him one of the greatest ever, a Mount Rushmore level player, easily top 3 depending on who you ask. He is not downplaying LeBron like he is just some lucky star. He knows the level we are talking about here. Everyone knows LeBron is great. That part is locked in already. The real fight starts when you ask if he is greater than Michael Jordan, and that is where things instantly get heated. Stephen A. stayed heavy on that old school mindset, bringing it right back to Jordan's scoring titles, elite defense, 6 championships, and that undefeated finals record without ever needing a Game 7. That last point hits hard in this debate because it is one of the cleanest ways Jordan supporters separate him from everybody else. To them, that perfect 6-for-6 finals record is not just a stat sitting on paper. It is a statement of total control. It tells them that when Jordan reached the biggest stage, he did not hesitate. He did not leave doors open. He shut everything down and walked away with the win. That level of perfection builds a whole legend around him, and Stephen A. clearly believes that legend is fully earned, not hyped up. He is not speaking like someone just comparing numbers on a screen. He is talking like someone who lived through that era and felt the pressure Jordan brought every night. He even pointed out how defenses had to shift just to deal with him, just to slow him down for a moment. He went deeper and talked about how the NBA itself had to adjust because of Jordan's impact. That is something Jordan fans always bring up, and Stephen A. leaned right into it. The so-called Jordan rules were not created because he was just another great player. They existed because he forced entire teams to rethink defense, physical play, and strategy from the ground up. That kind of influence matters a lot to Stephen A., and it adds serious weight to his argument. Then he flips it and compares that to LeBron, and this is where things get interesting. In his view, LeBron is the more complete player overall, doing everything on the court: scoring, passing, rebounding, defending, carrying heavy minutes, all of it. Especially in today's game, LeBron has often had to handle a bigger load without always having another superstar right next to him. That is a real point, and it cannot be ignored. LeBron has carried massive responsibility for most of his career, way more all-around pressure than Jordan had at times. But Stephen A. does not see that as the deciding factor. For him, this is where the debate shifts away from stats and into mindset. He argues that Jordan came into the league already wired different. He did not need time to figure out how to close, how to dominate, how to take over big moments. He already had that edge from day one. According to Stephen A., LeBron had to grow into that role over time. And even now, he believes it does not match the natural instinct Jordan showed. That take might sound old school, but a lot of people still stand by it. And once Stephen A. started focusing on mentality, the whole debate expanded beyond rings and stats. Now it is about presence, fear, energy, the kind of vibe that makes opponents uncomfortable before the game even starts. Jordan had that effect, no question. LeBron, in Stephen A.'s view, commands respect, but not that same level of fear.
We're talking about his 13 years in Chicago. That's what he's done. By the way, played 82 games 7 or 8 times. All 82 games. By the way, it was significantly more physical back then. You see, somebody like you would have got arrested. You understand? You can't touch him. Can't touch him today. Back then, you could mug him. You understand? They created rules to stop him. You understand? Watch The Last Dance.
That difference keeps coming up again and again in this GOAT conversation. People on Jordan's side love to say LeBron was admired, but Jordan was straight up intimidating. Stephen A. delivered that same idea in his own intense style. He is basically saying LeBron earns praise, but Jordan made players feel like they were already in trouble before the first possession even happened. And then he turned it up even more when he started describing what he personally witnessed during real playoff battles. Not highlight clips, not polished videos, not edited throwbacks, but real moments in real time. He talked about watching teams walk into arenas already looking defeated, their body language off, their confidence low, their energy drained before the tip-off. That level of detail adds serious weight to what he is saying, because it is not coming from guesswork, it is coming from what he claims he actually saw happen live. This is coming straight from memory, from real live experience, and that is exactly why his tone hits different and shifts the whole conversation. A lot of younger fans, or people who never actually saw Jordan play live, lean on highlights and clips to build their opinions, but that is not the same as being inside that arena when it all went down. When you are really there, you feel everything: the crowd noise, the tension, the way the opposing team starts moving different, and how pressure takes over the entire building. Stephen A. keeps pushing that point hard, saying if you were there, you would instantly see the gap, and in his mind, that gap is massive. He even pulled in stories from other players, like Kevin Garnett, talking about what happens when younger players try to challenge Jordan. The story usually plays out the same way every time. At first, they come in confident, talking big, thinking they can test him. Then the game starts, Jordan flips that switch, and suddenly everything changes fast. Next thing you know, he is sitting on 40 points while they are stuck struggling to even get going. That is not just scoring, that is a full mental takeover. That is the kind of dominance Jordan supporters always point to, and Stephen A. leans into that heavy. It is not about putting up numbers. It is about breaking your opponent down in front of everybody. That is why he sees the comparison getting out of line when it is framed the wrong way. To him, saying LeBron had to do more does not automatically mean he was better, not even close. Those are two totally different conversations. One is about workload, the other is about dominance. And in Stephen A's world, dominance clearly belongs to Jordan. Now, LeBron fans push back hard on that, and they have their reasons. They argue that LeBron had to be everything for his teams: the playmaker, the scorer, the leader, the engine, the defender, all in one. And that is real. That responsibility was huge. But Stephen A is not backing down from his stance. He would say even with all that responsibility, LeBron still did not create that same level of fear or finality when the playoffs got intense. That closing energy, that feeling like the series is already over. He believes Jordan owned that space completely. That is why this debate never fades away. LeBron's case is built on long-term greatness, consistency, and doing everything at a high level for years. Jordan's case is built on sharp, ruthless dominance when it mattered the most. LeBron brings longevity, versatility, durability, and numbers that stretch across eras. Jordan brings that perfect finals record, that reputation that had teams nervous before tip-off, and postseason performances that feel almost unreal. It is easy to see why fans split into sides, but Stephen A is not trying to sit in the middle of this. He is planted firmly on one side, and he makes it loud. One reason his argument hits so hard is because he does not just say Jordan was better. He claims a lot of LeBron supporters lean more on emotion than facts. That kind of statement always sparks reactions because it suggests the answer is already clear if you are being honest. Stephen A truly believes the stats, the records, the big moments, and the mental impact all point in one direction. In his view, Jordan is not just ahead, he is in a completely different tier. That is a bold line to draw, and it keeps getting repeated because it is so direct. Of course, LeBron supporters are not staying quiet about it. They fire back by pointing out LeBron's finals appearances, the teams he carried, and the different style of basketball he had to navigate. They argue the modern NBA demands more movement, more adjustments, more pressure over time, and being the face of the league for that long adds another layer. They will say Jordan had more stability at certain points, while LeBron had to constantly adjust to new systems, new teammates, and shifting expectations. And honestly, that side is not wrong either. That is what makes this whole debate messy, but also entertaining at the same time. Both sides have real arguments, real proof, real perspective. But Stephen A keeps cutting through all of that and brings it back to one simple question that hits hard every time. When everything was on the line, who made the other team feel completely hopeless?
When they were talking about Michael Jordan in The Last Dance, and John Sally said one of the biggest components of the Jordan rules was attack him before he gets airborne, because you know he wasn't human, right? That's what he said. Mike, I got LeBron James on the Mount Rushmore of basketball, one of the all-time top three, one of the all-time greatest players. But he's lost 6 NBA finals.
For him, the answer is simple. It is Jordan. No hesitation. And what really adds that extra edge to this whole moment is the playoff context, because this is not some random debate floating around with no meaning. This is tied directly to a game where LeBron got locked up and did not look like himself under pressure. And every time that happens, the comparisons come rushing back instantly. When LeBron struggles, people start asking, would Jordan have looked like that? When defenses slow LeBron down, the question gets louder. Would Jordan have forced his way through anyway? The second a LeBron-led team looks shaky in the postseason, the GOAT debate jumps right back into the spotlight like it never left. And Stephen A knows exactly how to work that moment. He knows how to take what just happened and connect it to something bigger, something legendary. And in this case, that legend is Jordan. In his mind, Jordan is the standard, period. And the message he keeps pushing is clear. If you truly watched both players and really understood what you were seeing, then the answer should not be confusing. That is why he keeps repeating it so strongly. If you watched Jordan and LeBron and really understood what you saw, then Jordan is the GOAT. And the reason he stands on that so firmly is because to him, Jordan did more than just win games. He broke teams down mentally and physically. That old school way of judging greatness still carries serious weight, and Stephen A leans all the way into it.
But he's been in more. He's been in 10 of them. Well, did you see the soft-ass competition he had to go through in the Eastern Conference? Are you kidding me? Michael Jordan ruined franchises. The Cleveland Cavaliers didn't win a title because of Michael Jordan.
That is exactly why this clip blew up the way it did. It hit every side of the fan base at once. Jordan fans heard validation, LeBron fans felt challenged and pushed back, and neutral fans got pulled right back into the argument again. It also reminded everyone of one thing that never really changes. Every time LeBron has a rough playoff moment, the Jordan debate comes back stronger, louder, and way more emotional than before. That is just how it goes. And at the end of it all, Stephen A. did exactly what he always does. He took one basketball moment and turned it into a bold, no-holding-back statement. He did not try to soften it or play both sides. He made his stance clear and stood on it with full energy. He is not pretending the race is close in his eyes. He is calling it how he sees it, loud and direct. And that is why this conversation keeps living on, because that standard he is talking about is tough to match and even tougher to beat. And here is where the conversation takes another sharp turn, because not everyone is buying what Stephen A. is selling without pushing back hard. The reaction was instant, loud, and split right down the middle. You had analysts, former players, and fans jumping in saying the comparison is not that simple, and it never has been. Some voices started calling out the era differences right away. They argued that Jordan played in a system that was built perfectly for his style, while LeBron has had to adjust again and again across different teams, coaches, and play styles. That matters more than people admit, and it adds layers to this whole debate. Others pointed straight at the numbers and said, you cannot ignore LeBron's all-time scoring record, his playoff runs, and the fact that he has stayed elite for such a long time. That kind of longevity is rare, and it deserves real respect in this conversation. Then you have former players stepping in with their own experiences, and that always shakes things up. Some agreed with Stephen A., saying Jordan's presence felt different, more intense, more overwhelming. But others pushed back and said LeBron's ability to control every aspect of the game makes him just as dangerous in a different way. That is where the debate starts getting deeper, because now it is not just about fear or dominance. It is about what kind of greatness matters more. Is it the unstoppable force that ends everything quickly, or the all-around machine that can carry teams through anything thrown at it? And the truth is, both sides keep bringing real points to the table. That is why this argument keeps evolving instead of fading away. Every playoff game, every big moment, every off night, it all gets added to the case file. Social media only makes it louder too. Clips get posted, stats get compared, old games get revisited, and suddenly everyone feels like they have the final answer. But there is no final answer that everyone agrees on, and that is what keeps this debate alive. Stephen A. planted his flag clearly on one side, no doubt about it. But the response showed something just as important. This is bigger than one opinion, bigger than one moment, and definitely bigger than one player. Because as long as basketball keeps moving forward, this debate is going to keep coming back, stronger every time, with new arguments, new energy, and new voices ready to jump in and take a side. At the end of the day, this whole situation shows why the Jordan versus LeBron debate refuses to slow down, not even a little. One playoff moment, one rough game, and everything gets pulled right back into the spotlight like it never left. Stephen A. made his stance loud and clear, no hesitation, no middle ground. In his eyes, Jordan set a level of dominance that still stands above everyone else. And moments like this only strengthen that belief. But at the same time, LeBron's story is still being written, and every game adds something new to his legacy. That is what keeps people locked into this conversation. You have one side focused on perfection, fear, and finishing power, and the other side focused on longevity, versatility, and carrying teams through different eras. Both arguments hit hard, and neither side is backing down anytime soon. And that is why fans keep coming back to this debate again and again. It is not just about stats. It is about what you value when you watch the game. It is about what stands out to you when the pressure is at its highest. So now it is your turn to jump in. Who do you think really holds that top spot, Jordan or LeBron? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let it be known. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with someone who is always ready to argue hoops. Stay locked in for more NBA debates, playoff reactions, and real talk coming your way, and I will catch you in the next one.